Hello and welcome back to Irons United for another transfer show. My name is Anton and we're bringing you these regular shows talking about players that are potentially linked into the club and also players that are linked out of the club. Now, let me just get one thing straight. I am by no means a professional football scout, but what I do want to know is if players are linked to West Ham, what they could potentially bring to the club. So I dig in a little bit deeper. I do a little bit of research. I start to look into some of the players. I'm not saying I sit and watch all the YouTube clips because some of the players I do know and some of the players I don't know. But sometimes you take a little bit of a clue on maybe their style of play when you research the player and look into their history and where they've came from and their style of play. And when you match that up to some of their highlights, you start to get a general vibe of the player and potentially why maybe say West Ham are linked to them and why we would maybe need them. Now, of course, we've done a few transfer shows for you this season and yet we have not seen any players that we have mentioned to you about links signed for the club. But that's just the nature of the beast, and it's always good to get as much information as possible. So today I'm actually bringing to you, as you've probably seen in the title and also in the intro video, and I hope you like the intro video, is the first link, and it is Takehiro Tomiyasu. So he is a 21-year-old Japanese international who currently plays his football for Bologna in Serie A this past season. They brought him in last summer for £8 million from STVV in the Belgium League, and he's caught the attention of not just many clubs in Italy, but also many clubs in Europe. And in particular, it's rumoured that West Ham and Newcastle are sniffing around him. They've sent scouts out, apparently. West Ham's one scout out to see what he is capable of. Now, I've said for a long time that West Ham are missing a central defender, probably since James Tompkins left the club and Winston Reid left has been injury prone for the last few seasons, that we've missed that type of calm, collected centre half to play alongside, say, an erratic Ogbonna, an erratic Balbuena, or an erratic Diop. And this could be the find. This link and this potential player has that little bit of a vibe of the Winston Reid when he signed from that Danish club back all those years ago, the kind of unknown New Zealand international. And look how not his latter part of the career, but most of his career at West Ham turned out and panned out really well. And I think this could be a good find. Anyway, he is traditionally a centre half. And he was almost always deployed there when he was playing in the Belgian leagues and also in the Japanese leagues. But Bologna have transformed him into a right back, and their system doesn't traditionally use fullbacks. But he's also spent a few games as a wing back or a centre half, sometimes moving to centre half in the closing stages of a game while chasing a goal or to bring on a more of attacking player. As we know, that's how the Italian footballers clubs do it. So he's a natural centre half. He's elegant on the ball, and especially in build up and in build up play, and he's comfortable on the ball with the makings of a modern defender. He's athletically a big lad. He's 6'3". He's got a big, strong frame, and he's still young. He's still enthusiastic, and he's got a lot to learn. He wins about 53% on average of his aerial duels, which is quite low for a central defender, but he wins a lot of duels overall. So with more time and experience at, say, the top level, and gaining strength and all that will do is help this player's confidence to become a better player as well. So defensively, he does suit the style of play in the Serie A. He doesn't press out that much, which is and is good at delaying players to allow the defensive support, which is something we crave. If he doesn't push out as much as what maybe Diop and Ogbonna do, because that's what they do, they step out all the time. He defends well in the wide areas, which is good to give support to the fullbacks, which we're struggling with. And he's got good awareness and reading of the game, which is something, again, we're lacking for so long. He's quick to cover space and press the wide areas. He closes down the wingers well, and he always kind of stays really tight. He's got good footwork as well. So again, when you look at his history with the clubs he's played at, and then you start to match up some of the highlight reels, you'll start to see he's really good close contact with players around him. He's okay, and he feels comfortable under pressure. He is a Japanese international, and we'll get a quick image up here to show you him as an international. And he's got really good overall speed. He got decent acceleration. He isn't the most explosive defender, but then again, neither was someone like Winston Reid or James Tompkins. But he's got a very good deceleration, and he's able to react to changes of direction as well. And he's 21 years old, so he's got the world ahead of him. And the rumor is that we're linked to potentially bringing him in for approximately £16 million. So he can progress a ball fairly well, likes to play balls down the line. He sometimes can give the ball away. This is what the feedback is, because Bologna conceded 65 goals last season. Ken, that's a West Ham-ish side. They finished very similar positions to West Ham as they did. But he is quite comfortable on the ball, and when he receives the ball, he looks like Bologna look like they don't have the perfect central defensive pairing. And the fact that he can be calm, collected, and he is also able to cover wide areas. He's also able to play over the back line. He's versatile, and that's something will definitely help West Ham. He's quite comfortable at dribbling the ball forward. He's fairly decent at that. He's good at evading pressure, using both feet well to maneuver the ball. Again, that's great to have the ability to be flexible as much as you possibly can. He can knock the ball past his opponent and go around them quite gracefully. He creates space to look for a pass. He's also good at travelling into the space in front of him and happy to draw in pressing players before making a pass. He's not the type to run at players, but he's fairly press resistant and good at creating space. Something we desperately need is that, players who can take their time in the ball and feel comfortable in the ball. He's elegant and calm, and he's decent. He's decent overall technical ability. He can defend well. He's got good game intelligence. He's got areas for improvement, but when you're 21, who doesn't? To be honest. What do you think of him? I mean, I'll get his stats up for you just now. He has played, let me just get them for you, bear with me. Get your comments in, let me know what you think of the potential link with him. Do you think we need someone with his ability? And do you think it's a priority for us? I do think centre-half is a priority alongside fullbacks. Like I said, he is 21 years old, born in Fukuoka in Japan, really tall lad. He started off his career in his home city from 2015 to 2017 with 45 appearances before he moved to Belgium, and then again he moved to Bologna in 2019. He's got 18 caps for the national side, senior national side for Japan. So yeah, international prowess player, something, a bit of an unheard of defender. So a position I desperately want us to build upon and gain a new player. So I think it's for me. I hope I've given you enough information that you think you might look into him a little bit more and think, I quite like the idea of bringing him in. But the rumor is maybe you could get a hold of him for £16 million. That's within West Ham's budget. Do we see the centre half as the priority over a fullback? I personally think we've got enough back there in the fullback positions. Do you think that? Well, sorry, no. Let me rephrase that. I think that Moyes will see what we've got back there is enough potentially, and he's always said apparently that centre half is a position he wants to look for because Bona's aging. I don't know if Balbuena, he's just lost that form he had when he first came to the club. And I can't seem to find it back. Diop, I think, is a good centre half. He's young, but he can get carried away, and he needs a calm defensive pairing alongside him. So let me know if you think that's a good potential signing or not. But next up for West Ham is the next rumour, which is Adam Smith from Bournemouth, the right back, 29 years old. He was on Tottenham's books as a professional when he was a young lad from 2007, just made one substitute appearance in the Premier League in a 2-0 win against Fulham in 2012. His only start came over the 3-0 win over Carlisle United in the League Cup in September of the same year. Kyle Walker and Kyle Naughton at the time kept him down the pecking order. And after turning pro in 2009, he moved out on loan to Wycombe Wanderers, then into the league, then in League One, before finishing the 2009-10 campaign with League Two's Torquay United. He had loan spells before he joined Bournemouth at Bournemouth, MK Dons, Leeds United, Millwall, Derby County, before he joined Bournemouth, leaving Spurs permanently. He is a decent tackler of the ball, and he, when he was under Eddie Howe in particular, he was always in possession. He always played the ball through the wingers, and he was always good at getting forward. And he always supports attacks, but he was able to track back as well. Decent dribbler of the ball and crossing. He was very good at crossing the ball as well. The beauty of Smith is that he can operate at left back as well as a right back. And that's potentially one of the key factors why apparently Moyes is looking at him for his versatility. He's played over 140 games in the Premier League, and he would represent, I suppose you could say, an experienced signing, and he'd maybe complement some of the fullbacks that we've, or the defence that we've currently got. But as a 29-year-old, the Moyes signing that he's talking about, is this the Red Bull model that he's looking for? He's looking for young, youthful, decent players, and does Smith really fit that mold? And in my opinion, I'm not too excited about this one. It would just maybe be one of those kind of professional signings that Moyes would want to make, a seasoned pro. And, you've got to mix youth with a bit of experience, but would he come in and enhance our squad, or would you rather us give a younger player an opportunity in that role, or potentially bring in someone like Tomiyasu who can cover in those different areas? Let me know what you think. Get subscribing to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and of course leave your comments for everything we've mentioned to you today. So the two links today we're going to be discussing to you are Tomiyasu and Adam Smith from Bournemouth, and the potential for them coming in. We've got £20 million in the kitty, and the board better put their hands in their pockets and go and get someone, because we need to have strength in the squad before Saturday's kickoff against Newcastle. Make sure you join us tomorrow. We've got a special show coming to you, so just keep an eye on the channel. I think you'll enjoy it. It's all about the finances of West Ham. Then we should have a preview on Friday night before we come to you with a Matchday Live on Saturday. Again, my name's Anton. This is Irons United, and come on, you Irons.